By the way, this video has spoilers for The Rise of Skywalker, so if you haven't seen it, don't watch this video unless you want to get spoiled. So I saw The Rise of Skywalker, and if you don't think about it too much, it's pretty good. But then the minute you start thinking more and more about it, you're just like, this is trash. But like, cause like the first time I saw it, I really liked it, and I was like, this is pretty good. I did not expect this. And then I'm like on Twitter and Tumblr, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that didn't make sense. And I'm looking at another thing, I'm like, that didn't make sense either. And I'm like, none of this makes any sense. So basically I'm just going to rant about it. So I have my laptop over here, so if I keep looking over here, it's because all my notes are here. Because like, I did not want to forget anything. First off, if Luke was looking for a Wayfinder, does that mean he knew Palpatine was still alive? Because isn't the whole point to like look for Palpatine? Or do they just think Exegol is just like a random planet? Like, do they know Palpatine's on there? Or is it just like certain people know? Or is it like that's the whole point? So Luke knew? Like, I don't really get that. And then this is more just like a little thing, but they used both Obi-Wan voices? Why did they use both Obi-Wan voices? Like, in the context that wouldn't make any sense because you wouldn't use both your voices. I don't know, maybe when you're dead you're like, I'm gonna be younger me, I'm gonna be older me, like, I don't know, it doesn't really make any sense to me. How can Jedi find Force-sensitive people to recruit, but Palpatine, who, isn't he supposed to be like one of the most powerful like Sith ever? How can he not find Rey, his own kin? But like, do you have to show signs for the Jedi to find you? Is that why the Jedi can find people, but like Palpatine can't find his own granddaughter? Speaking of which, her parents also are like, she's not in Jakku. And then the person just doesn't look. Like, they just take their word for it. That I don't get that. Like, wouldn't you check there anyway and be like, are they lying? Obviously they're gonna lie. Like, I don't know. That's just a weird point. Okay, this one also might be just I'm stupid or like did not understand the movie, which is pretty bad if I just misunderstood the movie because that means it's bad writing. But why does Leia call out to Ben only when he's like fighting with Rey? Why didn't she do this like way earlier when she's like about, like he just joined the dark side? Like, I don't know. It could be interpreted two different ways when she actually does. Because, like, I can't tell if it's supposed to be, like, she was dying. So she was like, I'm going to do this as a last hope before I die because I don't want to be completely useless. Or, like, or did she do it and she was like, I'm going to die doing this. Because, like, that would make a bit more sense that she, like, dies doing it. But I just thought that she was, like, dying. So she was like, I'm going to call it to Ben. So, like, if she could have just called out to Ben at any time, why didn't she just do it before she was dying? Because then she just, like, killed herself calling out to him. Plus, it didn't do that much. I mean, maybe that's why he ended up having Han show up, but I wouldn't, like, I don't know. That's the whole thing that's confusing. I'm like, what is the point? And then, why does Palpatine want to kill Rey so badly, but then the second she reaches him, he's like, no, I just want you to kill me. Like, why would you want Snoke to kill her? Because obviously no one knew it was Palpatine as Snoke. So then it's like, if Kylo Ren actually killed Rey, then you just killed your granddaughter that you wanted to have the power in? Like, well, what? I don't get it. Like, I don't get what the purpose was. And then Kylo didn't know that was the whole plan either. So, like, if Kylo wasn't out here trying to be like, we're gonna take over and kill him ourselves, and then we'll be together and powerful, like, what if he just killed her? I feel like this series has a lot of death fake-outs less actual ones. Like, I know, like, some movies, that's, like, the whole point, you just kill a lot of people, but, like, maybe I just haven't seen Star Wars in a while, like the originals, so I'm just now remembering. But I don't remember there being so many like fake outs / actual deaths. Because like, first off you have Finn being hurt from Kylo, like that was kind of like a fake out because you don't know if he's alive or not and you had to wait 2 years to find out. And then Han literally dying, like, and then you have Rose saving Finn. You kind of were like, is she gonna die? And then you also have Luke becoming one with the Force, so he like literally dies. And then this one, this is in the actual movie, but like C-3PO's memory being lost. First off, they try to make it too emotional, considering he's annoying and I literally hate him. And I'm like, I don't care if you lose your memory. And then it's like, you would think it's like, oh, he just lost his memory. That's so sad. But then they're like, nope, he's gonna gain his memory back. Like, what is the point of trying to make it like emotional if he's just gonna have his memory back like later in the movie? And then also the Chewbacca thing, like, that's just like a cheap way to get a shocking reaction, because they didn't even let it set in for a while, because like 2 minutes later they switched to a new scene and it's like, we have a valuable prisoner. Like, I don't get it. And then Rey and Finn and Poe don't even know that he's alive till later, so it's like, we know but they don't. Like, what is the point? Also, they did not use Rose enough. Like, they just pushed her aside, but she was like a main character last movie. Like, I heard that they tried to blame it on Carrie having like limited scenes too, but like, they could have just had her do something else instead of having to be next to Leia. They could have been like, oh, she doesn't have enough, let's make her do something else, but they didn't. I just feel bad for the actress. Like, also, I still don't understand how Palpatine's back. I guess they were like the cloning, but it's like, how did that even work? Who was like, I'm gonna clone Palpatine? Because I thought everyone hated him. Like, did some random person on the dark side be like, I'm gonna clone you? Like, they should have explained that. Speaking of which, they made Rey a Palpatine. Palpatine. I just had a crisis. It's Palpatine. It ruined her whole storyline of being like, you can be powerful from nobody. Like, that was cool for like young girls to be like, whoa, I can be powerful. It doesn't matter who I am. And like, so now it's like she's just powerful because she has powerful blood. Like, I don't know. The thing is, like, being a Palpatine doesn't even like change the storyline that much. I mean, I guess it kind of makes it so it's like Palpatine's like, I want her to kill me so I can become the Sith because she's my granddaughter. But it's like, if he really wanted to, couldn't he technically do that with like anyone? Or do they have to be like Sith blood? Because then she's also like turning into a Jedi, so I'm like, why would you even want her in the first place? I don't know. Also, they barely addressed Dark Rey. Like, I thought that was going to be like a whole big plot line, because like in The Last Jedi, it's like Kylo attempts to turn her. And then in this movie, it's like, she's like, I had a vision that Kylo and I are going to be on the throne together. And then it's like, there's like no real conflict. They have like that like Sith her, but then she doesn't really fight her that much, because suddenly like Kylo Ren's there and like distracts her from it, and then suddenly it's just gone. Like, I don't know. I feel like it would have been more fun if it was addressed more, because it would have been cool to be like, oh, you have this light side character who's trying so hard not to be pushed into the dark side like Kylo did, and then would have kind of been like, kind of like a yin and yang in a way. Finn had so much wasted potential. Like, they made him be like Force sensitive, but they don't explore that at all. So it's like, what's the point of that being like in the plot? Like, honestly, I think he should have like a whole solo movie that just explores it. Also, most of his story, like throughout all the movies, was just having a sideline romance that they hint at with like Rose. They kind of hint it with Poe, and then they also kind of do it with Jannah in a way. And then they do it with Rey so much, and I'm like, I don't ship it, but like, they hinted at it so much, and then they're just like, oh, so Rey's with Ben now? Hux is suddenly a spy? Like, I mean, at first I kind of understood it, because I like completely forgot about what he did in like the previous movie, so I was like, oh yeah, maybe he just wasn't that close with the dark side, so he's like, I'm gonna be a spy now. But then it's like, you like, if you rewatch or like remember the plots of the previous movies, it's like, he's leading the army. He's literally like the main guy besides like Kylo and Snoke. And it's like, I feel like it would have made more sense for him to like attempt to overthrow Kylo, because he like, they like showed how he hates Kylo so much and wants to like be more powerful than him. And then he's just like, I don't care about the Resistance. I just don't want Kylo to win. Like, he could have just overthrown the First Order. He's just betraying the people he's been leading for like being petty towards Kylo. The whole ending, like, I don't know. I feel like some people like that they were like, oh, Ben got redeemed and he got to save Rey, so it's like a good ending for him because he did one good thing. But it's like, he really did anything. Like, he didn't even kill Palpatine. I feel like he should have killed Palpatine. Palpatine's been in Ben's mind, like, this entire, like, his entire life. So it's like, and, like, completely ruined his life. He would have had, like, a normal Jedi path if it weren't for the fact that Palpatine was, like, in his head trying to, like, convince him and stuff. So it's like, it would have been satisfying to kill his, like, abuser, in a way, I guess. He's kind of like an abuser, I don't know. But, like, they're trying to kind of mirror Vader's death. Like, I know they're trying to be like, oh, it's like the originals. But it's like, in this context, it's kind of just like showing the end of a bloodline and that your abuser wins anyway. Like the whole bloodline's just gone now. Like, Rey's like, I'm a Skywalker. And they're trying to be like, doesn't matter who your actual parents are. You can, like, be anyone. But, like, I don't know, that's like such a cheap ending. It's like, she's not a Skywalker, so it's not like a powerful, like, emotional ending. It's just kind of like, you're alive still, you just stole their names. Also, Leia has a vision that her son's gonna die if she, like, completes her Jedi, like, training and stuff. But, like, he's still dead. Like, what's the point of trying to be like, if she's a Jedi, he dies? They could have just, like, ignored that whole Jedi training for, like, and it would have been, like, the same thing, I guess. But, like, also, she, like, dies and then disappears after Ben dies, which I don't get. Because, like, why would her, like, son dying be like, oh, now I'm with the Force? Why wasn't she with the Force before? Like, why did it take Ben dying? I didn't really get that. But I saw this edit where they, like, rearranged the clips of Ben dying. So, like, they have Ben heal Rey as normal, but then he passes out then, and then they show Leia, like, becoming one with the Force, and that kind of, like, revives Ben. So Ben's, like, alive again, and then they kiss, which I think makes more sense, because why would Leia just disappear after her son dies? Like, I don't get that. But anyways, those were my rants. Like, this movie is, like, I still love watching it, but I'm like, all I can think about is, like, the weird plot points and, like, how a lot of this doesn't make sense. So, like, that's my review. I did like a lot about it. I just didn't want to bring it up because, I don't know, I felt like it would be more fun if this was just, like, a rant thing. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!